What time is it? It's JRPG time. And apparently Pi has confirmed with CC Corp that Sakaki, the little boy who's infected by Ida, has been put in charge of the guild, the internal company guild that they set up specifically to track down and destroy Ida.
Come on, Pi.
Okay, we gotta go on a quest with Syllabus now. I'm gonna pull up the online check. I'm gonna pull up the online check and show you Sakaki, so you can see why I'm so fucking mad that this is where the plot is going. And I don't care who's really in charge. Don't fucking at me. I don't care. Oh, we have to watch. Okay, we're watching the whole episode. You have to watch this whole episode so that you can see why I'm so fucking pissed that the story has taken this turn in this direction.
Online Jack!
And this was written by a company. This was written by a company who uses the same name that they use for the Fate company that made the world.
Mr. I had a...
Why would they put basically stand-ins for themselves be such stupid fucking retards that they give
You're dead wrong.
they hand over control to GU, the secret guild that is called Raven according to the game itself. Everybody that's not part of GU thinks it's called Raven and thinks it's just another guild, but it's secretly GU that's set up specifically to fucking take down Ida. They have put in charge of that internal company's very important project to stop the world from apparently destroying humanity. They've put in charge of that fucking project a fourth grade child who you're about to see in 1 minute, less than 1 minute, in charge of who is infected by the thing they're trying to destroy. It makes no fucking sense. It's fucking stupid. I don't care. I don't care where this plot goes. I don't give a shit where this plot goes. This is the dumbest fucking thing in fiction. This is the dumbest fucking thing I have seen in all of fiction.
I just hope you'll find it in your heart to split the royalties with me.
This is not the right episode, is it?
Professor Sugai.
You were watching the wrong episode.
Isn't it obvious?
This is the wrong episode. God damn it. Okay, well, it's in part 6. You'll see Sakaki's face if you go to part 6 of Online Jack. I got that out of my system. I'm incredibly disappointed because the story is the only thing I like about this game. And it just took a major turn for the worse to me.
Let's take on the dubious dog quest at the quest shop. I need to invite Syllabus and...
Okay, I'm guessing we have to do this from the other. I'm guessing we have to go. We had to log in, sit through some loading screens so that we could log it, so we could change. People keep fucking defending the gameplay to me. I don't see how you can watch this where it's like, okay, you have to go through a fake loading screen to get to a real loading screen to log in with to the last city you logged into. and then teleport through another real loading screen to the city you actually have to go to. I don't know if fucking people keep trying to defend the gameplay to me. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that people keep trying to defend the gameplay of this Syllabus. We're going with these two, I'm guessing. I didn't read it all the way, but Syllabus is the one who invited me. I wasn't listening. I just don't understand how people can think the gameplay in this is... it's tolerable. It's not passable. It's tolerable. Okay. We're underleveled for this one too, so have fun with some long battles until they get some levels. Haseo's almost to like level 90, isn't he? These two, I wouldn't be surprised if they're still in the 70s. I don't ever fucking use them because I don't like them. There's too many party members, and you're expected to level all of them up. And before you at me saying, well, if you actually did all the side content and stuff and leveled up all the characters and engaged with all the systems you hate, then the systems you hate would be easier. And then you... No, it's not hard! It's not hard! The combat system isn't hard. If it was hard, I wouldn't be fucking... If it was hard, I would be using strategy. I'm not fucking using strategy. It turns out the strategy that I was missing for 2/3 of the game was stocking up on one-use spell items and just flinging them, spamming them, because they're the only things you can spam in combat besides normal fucking attack! Normal fucking attack that has no, like, the variations is you can change weapons. You can change the weapons to different weapons. One weapon you don't like, one weapon you like, and 2 weapons you don't like. Apparently I'm about to get another weapon at some point in this volume. It's I'm not going to be surprised if it's another fucking heavy weapon! If you give me another light weapon, finally, I will be like, okay, fine. I now have 2 options for light weapons. Great. The combat has really opened up. And I've got like 3 skills per weapon. I'm level 20, and I'm gonna go back to Tales of Symphonia because now I'm playing that one in my off time, and I'm having such a good time with it, with the combat. It's just like I had somebody in one of going back. It's the same short. It's the same short that keeps attracting these retards. And I said it's the one that's called "This is the worst Spamco action JRPG" or something like. It's like that. It's a very specific title. Somebody the other day said that all of the Tales games, or they played like 4 of them, Abyss and a few others. They were like, they're all very simple too. They're not any more complicated. Yes, they fucking are! They fucking are! I have like 15 skills. I've got like 6 or 7 I'm level 20. I'm level 20 or 21 right now. My party is in Tales of Symphonia. And I've got like 6 or 7 skills for each 6 or 7 arts they're called in the Tales games. For each character. I've got 5 characters I can choose from at this point in the story. There's gonna be like several more. I remember. There's at least 3 more 4 more I think off the top of my head. No, at least 3 more off the top of my head that I can remember. And they all have, by the end of the game, they all have like 20-25 skills. Different arts. You could equip like 4-6 I think in the modern versions because you can use the triggers. But 2 of those are shortcuts. You can technically set them to anybody's skills. I still don't even know what virus cores are. Also, so you don't have free movement in those games. In Tales of Symphonia, I don't even know if you ever get like free movement. I think by Tales of the Abyss, you did have a button you could hold so you can walk and run around in 3D. To make it easier, but in Tales of Symphonia, so far, I just haven't been paying attention when they told me how to do it, or you can't do it. I looked at the controls, but you just switch enemies. I can't remember how to do that in this game. That was the D-pad, right? You just switch enemies, and it's basically like a 2D fighting game in 3D, where you're engaged in side-on combat with whatever enemy you're targeting, essentially. You can throw spells, you can play as any of the party members, you can be any of the characters in your party. This is one battle, by the way. We're way underleveled for this area. We're way underleveled for this area, and mind you, none of my party members are dead right now. Just remember that. None of my party members have died. Unless one of them has a resurrection now. Syllabus has come close to dying a few times. He's currently close to dying, but somehow he's still alive. There's no real cooldown on skills in Tales of Symphonia. You use your skills. I mean, the cooldown is just the same as the attack. But so, like, since it's side-on, the combat is essentially 2D combat. Then there's different attacks depending on if you're holding up. You can do jumps. You can do down attacks. You can do normal. You can do straight on attacks. If you stand still, you do a different attack than if you're moving. And that's on top of the fact that you can throw arts as long as you have the SP for it. The only thing you have to do is wait for the animation to finish. You don't have to fucking sit here and wait for 5 seconds to do another one. And the only thing that there's a cooldown timer on items in that game, and it is only for items. So you can't do this, what I'm doing right now, but this, what I'm doing right now, is not fun. I'll see you at the end of this dungeon. I'm not gonna. I'm tired of talking about this battle system. I'm tired of talking about this battle system. I'm tired of arguing with people about this battle system. So we're skipping the combat from now on. You'll see boss battles. I don't care. Oh, so we can update you. Okay, fine. I'm back here just to let you know. I had to go back to town. I've come back after going back to town to stock up on revival serums because Syllabus is a little bitch, and I spent like $100,000 on one-use spells. I realized that I got all the talk of the battle system out of my, well, not really, because I'm still having to engage with it, but I'm doing it in silence, so that's great. It's great. I can. I just want to come back to complain about the dungeon crawling some more, because I feel like I haven't done that enough. Because a lot of people are glossing over the fact that my complaints about the gameplay are the gameplay, not just the combat. All of the gameplay. All of the gameplay in this game is bad. And it's, the dungeons, I left a comment in that short that I was talking about earlier in person. Actually, this might have been on Twitter. I've been so mad about the people telling me that this is a good game. Like, as a game. Because I really just thought the common consensus was this game is a good story that, you know, it would have been better if the whole thing was an anime instead of just half of it. I thought that was the common consensus for the whole series. This first set of games and this set of games. It's like, yeah, these games have a great story, but man, you're gonna have to sit through some shit. Especially the first set of games, obviously. Like, they're just unplayable. The first set of games is unplayable. This one is tolerable, which is the word I used earlier, if you remember. It was longer ago for me than it was for you. All of the dungeons in this game are procedurally generated. All of them. And like, maybe there was that one at the end of Moontree last time. That wasn't, but I still feel like it was. Procedurally generated doesn't mean that was generated on the fly. Like, Daggerfall is procedurally generated, but it's the same every time. It was procedurally generated ahead of time, and then like, well, they didn't. There's no way even one of the developers went over that whole map. But, you know, must have done some spot checking, make sure everything was okay. The dungeons and stuff. They're all procedurally generated. And if they're not, they might as well be, is what I'm saying in this game. Or did I finally get a new skill for the weapon that I don't use because I was using it for a while? It's trapped. I said this way earlier in the game, but it's not a good trap chest if you can see that it's a trap chest before you open it. So every dungeon in this game, there's the outdoor dungeon. There's two dungeons in this game. There's outdoor dungeons and there's inside dungeons. The inside dungeons have some different textures. Like there's this one. That's like an outdoor sort of labyrinth thing. There's the one that's the caves. But they're functionally the exact. There's like the Japanese style mansion temple thing. They're all the same. They're square rooms, rectangle. They're roguelike dungeons. They're not. Let's not mince words. These are roguelike dungeons because they wanted to have. It's the same as the first game because they did the same thing in the first game. They didn't learn their lesson from that. They want to have that. The lore of this game is it's an MMO with infinite dungeons. All you combine the area words. Those are the seeds for the dungeons. So they have to be procedurally generated dungeons. But for the ones that you forced me to go to, couldn't there have been a little variety? Again, my favorite workhorse, Tales of Symphonia. And I'm very deliberately picking Tales of Symphonia. Tales of Symphonia came out in 2003. This game came out in 2006. Tales of Symphonia is very clunky. There's a lot wrong with it. It's a great time. Part of that, I'll admit, is nostalgia. Part of it. But it being way better than this game, none of that is nostalgia. That's just facts. You can't argue with that. You just can't. The dungeons in that game are dungeons. Real dungeons with puzzles and like a layout and theme that is appropriate for where they are in the story at this time. You have to go around doing different. It's cliche as fuck. I'm not gonna say the story's better. I like the stories in Tales games because I like schlock. But you're not gonna tell me that this game is not schlock. It's just a different kind of schlock. So. But yes, I will obviously be the first to admit that the general story in Eni Tales game is basic fantasy RPG. You know, going around the world, you have to do things with different. You have to do something to boss that's themed of different elements. There's water bosses. There's you know. The Tales games are all about the characters, generally. Tales games are huge on the characters. They're always good fun, all of them, most of them. Sometimes there's less good ones, but I can't remember the last time. Like the protagonists. The protagonists are generally the like main central character, like Haseo. In a Tales game, the main character might be like Haseo was at the beginning of this game, but the rest of the characters are pretty much golden from the start. That's especially true of Tales of the Abyss. Tales of the Abyss's main character is a real fucking cocksucker at the beginning. But anyway, Tales of the Abyss came out in 2005. I could easily be comparing this game to Tales of the Abyss, and that just... Like, I'm being super generous comparing it to Tales of Symphonia. Tales of the Abyss is a similar combat to Tales of Symphonia. It's not a major departure. Like, some Tales games have way different combat systems. Way better. But at that point we're being unfair. It's like, yes, of course Tales of Berseria has better combat than... It was like 2017 or something like that. Of course, it's 2020, maybe. I don't know. Tales of Arise. It's not like I'm doing that. Somebody accused me of doing that in that same short that I keep completing. That short keeps getting views, and every once in a while, somebody comes in to argue with me about it. But they accused me of comparing of playing these games with a modern games bias, which is completely ridiculous. Obviously, this is a random person that doesn't watch this channel regularly, but it's like I mostly play games. The average game that I'm playing is not a new game, and also like I don't remember in that short. I'd have to watch it again. I can't remember if I brought up Tales of Symphonia. I definitely did. I did say Tales, and that's why. That's why the other commenter, I think, said that the Tales games weren't that much more, but come on, man. Come on, you're kidding yourself. You're fucking fooling yourself. Maybe that guy, the one that said that the Tales games weren't that much better, hasn't actually played this game. Because, like, visually, this combat looks pretty cool. This is not the time to be complaining. This is not the right time for complaining about the length of the combat, the length of these encounters, because we're still way underleveled. But
Is that all you've got?
but here again, like, I would if I was. This is just the perfect example. See, like, you can point to all these systems that this game has, and yes, it does have a lot of systems. If you just list all the systems, then it does sound like a perfectly deep combat system. But in that combat, where I am 5 levels below the enemy's the enemy team, I'm 5 levels below what the dungeon said I should be to tackle this dungeon. And both my party members are more than 10 levels under. In Tales of Symphonia, I'm playing on normal, not hard, by the way. In Tales of Symphonia, I'm playing on normal. I would not be surviving these encounters. I would have to go somewhere else. Which is a thing you can do, because the story isn't... Well, like, okay, there's lots of side dungeons, but like in the Tales of Symphonia, there's no spoilers here. I went to a dungeon. Like, you can do parts of the story out of order. I went to a dungeon that was a story dungeon, and it was like I could have done the whole thing. It was one of those seal breaking exercises. I could have done the whole thing there. There's also another dungeon you could tackle at the same time that's much more story oriented, but they're both main quest dungeons. You have to do both of them to continue to continue on with the story. I went to one of them. The enemies were too hard. They were too hard for me. They were wiping my party over and over and over again. So I went, all right, well, I'm not going to grind in here. I'm going to go and do the other thing that the story is telling me I can do. I went and did that. The enemies there were obviously more appropriate, so obviously that was the one I was supposed to do first. I didn't have to do that one first. I could have done them out of order. I'm not saying that that's necessarily better, having the story dungeon. But what I'm saying, my whole point in that is that I went to one area, and the enemies were like 1 or 2 levels above me, and I couldn't finish the encounter. I couldn't beat them. They were wiping my party. They were killing all my party members, and then killing me, because the enemies don't just sit there and let you wail on them. So, like, yes, you can point to all the systems. You could say, look at all these things they developed for this game. But if I could just do basic attack over and over and over again, then it's not a good battle system. This is true of turn-based. This is like, I don't know, people accept, if I said this in a turn-based game, people would accept that. More people, I think. Like, if it was like, pick a game, pick whatever your favorite game is. If I was like, the combat in this game is just press normal attack over and over, normal attack, normal attack, normal attack, normal attack, normal attack, normal attack, normal attack. Really, you can get through every encounter in this game just spamming A and having all your characters normal attack, except for maybe if you need to heal every once in a while. Right? It's just normal attack and heal. If you said that was a shitty turn-based combat system, nobody would be coming up, but hold on, there's poison. You can use poison. There's all sorts of stat debuffs and buffs and debuffs. You can buff your party and debuff the enemy party. You can. There's a job system. There's different classes. There's all these different weapon types that have different special skills attached to them, and you can do those. And I would be like, I don't give a fuck. Because because the game doesn't encourage you to explore those systems. I have no reason to, because I can get through the whole game, not even grinding. Like, I'm way underleveled for this area, and as long as I don't care that my party members are dying, then I can just do-si-do these enemies until I'm fucking dead.
was a good battle.
We're getting closer to the level. See, I'm still 5 levels under, and now the combats aren't even taking as long. I'm still way under leveled. This might be part... It's also hard to tell with the re-release, but, you know, in some other re-releases, like, everybody hates Final Fantasy II, right? I don't. Final Fantasy II is the only Final Fantasy I've finished. It's the only one, by measure of, like, my general measure of, like, if I finish a game, I liked it more than I didn't like it, which I guess is this one's going in it. I still haven't quit. I have still haven't rage quit this game. The story is still, the Sakaki thing hasn't pissed me off enough for me to go, fuck this game. I'm done with it. You know, there might be some sunk cost involved in that whole equation, but not a whole bunch. I've quit games pretty far in, even on this channel, that people were watching, and it's like, yeah, I just don't want to anymore. I just don't want to play this game anymore. So currently, there's no compulsion in me to do that. I have no desire to quit this game at this point. Because it's tolerable, as I keep saying. But it's not good. The game isn't good. The story is good with some very large... Yeah, no, I'm wailing on them. So, Final Fantasy II, the reason it's the only game in the series I like, by measure of it's the only game I've completed, it's not a great game. I'll admit that. I got through most of it. The reason I got through it was because I learned early on that if I spammed teleport, and this might partially be because of I played it on the Game Boy Advance re-release, the Dawn of Souls version, where, by the way, I played through most of Final Fantasy 1 first, got to the end boss, and it was just party wiping me. I was like, well, I can either grind for the next several hours, or fuck this game. And I went with fuck this game. So there are the Final Fantasy VII, I got to the last disc, and my last disc was broken, so that was the story with that one. The only reason Gaspard is alive right now is because he's running around with no SPM. He's doing nothing. Contributing nothing. I learned I could teleport early on in Final Fantasy II, and it works on most of the bosses even. Maybe all of the bosses. If you level up your teleport enough, you can just teleport every enemy away. It's an instant death skill. Essentially. It's essentially an instant death skill. But it felt like it hit more than... I'm pretty sure there are other instant death skills in Final Fantasy II. Let me know in the comments what other death skills there are in the Final Fantasy series. God. Can't I have a second platform rest at this point in the game? The dungeons are so much bigger. But, I can't remember why I brought up Final Fantasy II. I can't remember why I brought that up in the first place. I wouldn't defend the combat in Final Fantasy. Oh, right, because it was a re-release like this is. Oh, we finally got to the boss. It was this game is a re-release. Final Fantasy II, the game I played there, was a re-release, and it was way easier. And a lot of the me being 5 levels below the enemies and still just not having to worry about anything. That might be part of the re-release. But also, the reason I like Final Fantasy II over all the other ones is partial of everybody else hates that game. All Final Fantasy games hate Final Fantasy II. A big part of that reason is that I played the re-release that was made way easier.
I just felt
I didn't save this game.
It was creepy.
Probably because I did say it was inappropriate in this dungeon for me to bring up how long the encounters are, but even when I'm over-leveled for a dungeon, the encounters are too long. They take too long and they're not dangerous.
Wait.
But back to my turn-based games analogy.
It looks like something kicked up a cloud.
You can't bring up all the buffs and different status effects, buffs, debuffs, and status effects that you have available at your disposal if you don't have to use them. I can't think off the top of my head. I can't think of a game of a turn-based game where you just mash attack. They exist. They exist, but they're not coming to me off the top of my head. Honestly, I didn't want to say it, but a lot of the Final Fantasy games feel like that to me, and that's why I've never been a big fan of the series. And another reason why Final Fantasy II is the only one I finished was because it encouraged you, at the very least, to do things besides regular attack, because if you leveled up teleport, you could teleport all the bosses away. But like the difference between one of those games where you can just spam attack, and it doesn't matter how deep the systems are because you can just spam attack and the game doesn't stop you. The game doesn't do anything to tell you not to. And a Shin Megami Tensei game where if you try to go into a battle spamming attack, even a random encounter, you're gonna get TPK'd. You're gonna get TP if you go in a Shin Megami Tensei game, pretty much any of them, and you just go attack, your whole party's gonna get wiped, so you're gonna have to go back to your last save. You don't want that. And that's on every encounter. So even if the Shin Megami and Tensei Shin Megami Tensei encounter, even if the encounters in those games are, this third block is just empty except for the boss, isn't it? So far, it seems like that. Maybe I ran around. They're at least giving me some wide open rooms in this dungeon. I walk around enemies. And the one where I don't necessarily want to do that because I'm underleveled. Is he here in this room? Where did he go? I wasn't looking. Let's go this way, I guess. Yeah, there are enemies in here. I've just been able to avoid them because of the room sizes. So, like, if a combat in a Shin Megami Tensei game is maybe a little longer than a combat in a game where I don't have to worry about my whole party getting wiped in every encounter, because they could. I don't remember. Mudo is the dark instant death skill. Hama is the light instant death skill, and then I can't remember. Is it Hama? Is Ma the one that they used to? I think Ma means the one hit all your party members. Early on in the game, early on in a Shin Megami Tensei game, you can have enemies with regular Mudo and Hama, with regular instant death skills, and they'll hit your party members. They'll just hit them. So you have to plan for that, and you have to spec. If you go into an area and you start seeing enemies throwing Hama and stuff, you have to summon demons that are immune to that, and worry about your human characters getting hit by it. Fuck, I lost it. I lost it because it's too long. Doesn't matter, just go to all the rooms in order. Am I gonna have to chase them? I'm not doing any more of these random encounters. I feel like I will get fucked. Let's heal. Let's use healing serums on Syllabus before we use fairy drops on Gaspard. All right, now let's find the Hellhound. Let's find it. Let's find it and finish this dungeon already.
Not good.
God damn it! No, I told you no. I told you I'm not doing this already. We're done here. Good. I sat here and waited for a fucking tarot card. The only thing tarot cards are good for is giving them to your, trading them with your party members. The music cut out. Does that mean that this is where he is? It looks like it's just at the end of a long haul of a dead end.
How about over there? Nothing.
Okay, there we go. Big invisible monster. No longer invisible. I don't know why. I guess it can't fight when it's invisible. It's like active cloaking or whatever in Halo.
Gaspard.
You worry too much for your own good, Syllabus. There's nothing here.
Why would you think there's nothing there if they're acting like that? They're both acting like that.
Lurking around here. I'm an experienced high-level warlock. I'm not afraid of some stupid dog monster.
I don't like confident Gaspard. I guess that's not much of a statement. I don't like any of the Gaspards. Even anything that looks like Gaspard.
Jeez.
Bring it on!
Oh god. Is it healing? No, it's not. Okay, good. Oh, they're both dead. That's good. Maybe the boss is the only part that it wanted me to be leveled 95 for. This isn't ideal. This combat right here isn't ideal. I did buy a 15 more revival medicines. Where did their SP go? When they die, do they lose all their SP? That's bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. Or maybe, I don't know. This is fucking bullshit. God damn it. Hold on a second. Let's, there we go. Revival medicine on, yes. And then, no, don't hit morale yet. Switching my awakening. Beast awakening. I'm gonna use that. We're gonna use this one.
Okay, I'll do what I can.
Oh man. Oh, look at that. The Beast Awakening is making short work of him. Can I use items during this? No, that's unfortunate.
Tiger Blitz!
Alright, quick before he, oh shit, I used a skill. Why did I do that? Why did I use the skill? Come on, come on. Thank you. Right, I don't know why he hasn't been attacking, but I'm not going to complain about it. No, 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 no. Get up, Haseo. And all, no, back to the tails. Back to fucking tails. If your protagonist is down in tails, you can have other characters use items. You can still bring up the menu and have other characters use items. I don't know why I took all their items. Oh, good. Healing Storm. That's helpful. God damn it, Syllabus. Syllabus, change your strategy. You run away. Run, life. You're both on life. Okay? Stay the fuck away from the boss. You're shit at combat. All of my friends are shit at combat. There you go. There, Gaspard's dead too now. Oh, why did it let me do that? Oh, okay, no, I did use it on myself.
Tiger Blitz!
I just need to get my morale back up for another Beast Awakening, but nope, I died instead. Alright, that's gonna be the end of this week's episode. I'm gonna do this dungeon on my own. I'm gonna see you back when we're back for more story stuff. I don't, from now on, all dungeons will be happening off-screen, off-camera. There's not any, if there's a good story, I guess I'll There's these these videos are gonna start being a lot more work for me. So have fun for if you've been watching these wishing I'd edit them, you're in luck because I'm gonna start editing them. See you next week.